Hey guys, welcome to the channel today. So I'm trying to just do a short video on the Mandalorian mission, if you will, the Bo-Katan mission, the Red Dragon raid inside Rise of the Empire. It's a little bit tricky if you're not quite aware of either the kits of Bo-Katan Mandalore and the Mandalorians, or if you've forgotten by now because it's been a while what the Red Dragon actually does. And it's something that is very productive. You get the Mandalore planet, which can be very, very profitable, as Honda might say. And also, it's one that you don't do as often as the other two missions, maybe the Cal. The Reaver won't be just because it took us longer to get to Bo-Katan as a general, as a population, right, of players compared to the Grand Inquisitor and his team, which was a couple of years ago, now a few years ago. And likewise Cal Kestis, who came up before Bo-Katan as well. So if we just first check out the characters, right, that you can use any Relic 7 Mandalorian character. How are you going to use three of them? One of them is Bo-Katan, the second one is the Mandalorian Beskar, and the third one is your choice. Realistically, there's only two choices, right? Paz Vizsla or IG-12. I prefer IG-12. Paz Vizsla can work. IG-12 for me just is very reliable in almost every situation. Now, I don't remod her or the team at all. I keep the mods that I have them from Grand Arena. She's a very good character. You should mod her well anyway. Personally, my Bo-Katan Grease is thicker than the average. So the average is about 70 to 3,000 health. So mine's a bit thicker, but my speed is lower. The average speed is like 270 to 75, right? So mine's a little slower, but she takes a bit more damage, you know. Personally, I like the way that works out for me in terms of the way she does her bits. But you know, each their own. The point is, you doesn't need to be super fast to do this mission successfully. Does not need it. Okay. You need to understand her kit, at least vaguely. Her basic does true damage, which is really cool. She does give speed up as well, which is very nice. And she dispels buffs. Doesn't really matter for this one, but she does dispel buffs. For this one, she does, again, armor shred and true damage, which is, again, really nice. The stun doesn't matter. She does more true damage if she's debuffed. That's also very important for this one because we do get a lot of debuffs in this mission. Third special. Forget the right level, because I haven't got the armor requirement. It doesn't apply anyway for this mode. Swarm attack also gets rid of all the debuffs, plus she attacks multiple times, plus she gives out ancestral resolve, which is important because you get 2 defense, plus 2% defense per stack, plus 1% health per stack. Well, it's helpful to have her to be very thick. And also she deals true damage based on the number of stacks that you have. So the more stacks of ancestral resolve, the more true damage you do, the more damage overall. And she gets the assist column twice, right? Really nice, that one. Then obviously the lead, again, doesn't apply. I'll just do the level 8 because the level 9 doesn't apply here, but she gives that health, defense, offense, all really good thing. Stacking defense, really helpful. When they get debuffs, again, we're going to get debuffs a ton. True damage means we dispel debuffs. Sorry. When you deal a true damage, you dispel a debuff or you resist a debuff, you get more stacks of ancestral resolve, which again, it gives you the max health, the max defense, goes up to 200, sorry, 100, but 200 if you can do right defense here. Also, and this one's very important, if you're going to use Paz Vizsla, if someone's got armor shred, then he'll taunt every time you hit the Red Dragon once you do that first special of Bo-Katan. I don't do that. If you did that, that's a really easy way to force the Red Dragon to attack Paz Vizsla all the time. And her unique just gives more buffs out to the team, right? You have tenacity up. The stuns doesn't really affect us. No, it does affect us a little bit. But it's the other bits like the down bonus protection. She takes reduced damage. Again, doesn't really matter for this too much. But she get the revive is nice, but again, it doesn't matter for this one here. I don't do anything special with his money neither. Just what it is. And his kit, I'm pretty sure everyone understands by this point. The only real cool bit that's important, if I'm rightly, is that he has this bit here. If anyone who's a scoundrel pulls below 75% health, he gets basically a bonus turn after debuffs all get dispelled, which means you get stacks of ancestral resolve based on it. And then he can use the heal and the cleanse, which again can also cleanse everybody else and get everyone else more stacks. Plus also gives in vulnerability or immunity, if you will, and also gives them more health back. And then last character, like I said, I use this IG-12 Grogu, and I don't even use. Yes. Waiting for that. I remember I tried to record this twice already, and he spoiled it twice now. he gives out he doesn't even have 6 top mods, right? This is the level you need. You do not need a super fast, super strong team, right? He is not, he's quite thick. I guess you call it health mods, but he's not fast, right? Or anything like that. Really important. You do not need to have the fastest, bestest characters for this in any way. You know, I mean, obviously have all his abilities leveled up to Zeta level if you can, because that helps a lot for things like the counterattack chance. Really important here. Bonus health. Yes, I know. We're calling these different bits here, but either way. So we decided to use Bow, Mando, IG-12. Not modded specially, just as they are. Now this actually turned out to be one of the worst attempts I've done, and yet still won. And to be clear, I've only lost, I think, twice, and they were both pass visual annoyingly. Because, you know, that guy, very annoying in the TV series too. So, you know, this was from the other day, and, you know, you can see first off, you know, you get the little video at the start, the cinematic, you can tell they spent a lot of money on this one. The Krayt Dragon comes out like a scene from Tremors, and he just eats a bantha, and you've got these bombs, right? So you got the bombs, and you got the catapults, right? First thing that's super important, the bombs are not important. You can set them off and they'll do massive damage. I don't doubt that in any way. You definitely can. But you don't need that. They're pointless. That is the first thing you need to understand. Second thing is, he's going to take his turn first. Boop. See, there you go. So we've got a day straight up. So that's annoying, right? Can't counterattack or anything like that. Super annoying. However, Bow special cleanses and calls everyone to assist, right? So we can I just pull that out as well, just so you can see the turn order. See, and you get all these assists. Oh, I'll wait till they finish doing the move first. There you go. So you can see already we've got some stacks of Ancestral Resolve, and we cleansed off that initial debuff. Everything going nicely so far, right? So next important thing, Mando must never do Whistling Birds. This doesn't help you. There's no need, right? You know, maybe in an emergency you could, but it doesn't matter. Remember as well, because you're hitting a debuffed character, you're getting, no, actually that's not true. Ignore me for that one. I'm not going to re-record this again because I made a mistake there, but yeah. So I decided to do the heal and the cleanse first. So you can see that, so she got cleansed, she gets more stacks, or the whole team gets more stacks, plus she got some heal, which is really cool, because I want as many stacks as possible, as quick as possible. Ow. So this one here, stacks of debuffs getting put onto us. Now, but we get stacks of Ancestral Resolve in exchange for this, right? And you can just see that they're slowly going up at this point, right? That attack, the Armor Shred, oh, there you go. Armor Shred plus true damage. Really nice. Double true damage as well it was, not just once. Again, Mando, we're just going to use basic, and you can see up to 12 stacks now. Yeah. Then with IG, we're just going to do attempt to use the blinds. Didn't really work because going blind, it doesn't really matter. And then, as I said, this was one of the worst attempts I've had for a long time because, firstly, he targets Bo-Katan. This is terrible for me because Bo-Katan is my biggest damage dealer, right? And as soon as she gets eaten, even though I'm going to bring her back to life, she loses her stacks of Ancestral Resolve, which is a little bit annoying because apparently when she was fighting off the inside of the Krayt Dragon like Drax, the Destroyer, all of her Ancestral Resolve just melted away from her. There you go. So she gets eaten. Ow. He takes another turn. Right. So we're at 29 stacks now. So we're getting pretty thick, right? Because we've got like almost 60% or 50%, 58% defense. And we've got 29% health. So we're doing pretty okay. I got a choice here, right? Because I could just do the catapult straight away and bring it back. But because I've got the turn order at the top here, and the Krayt Dragon doesn't get bonus turn meter and anything like that, in the same way some other characters do, I decided just to cleanse IG-12 Grogu first. Whoop. There you go. So now up to 37 stacks. Thicker, stronger, more instances of true damage. Then we do the catapult. He releases Bo-Katan. There we go. How's it going, lady? But you can see she's only back down to 2, right? Because of the way that this worked out, which is very annoying. He attacks us again. We counterattack because of the way IG-12's kit works. Like I said, they has a 100% counterattack chance. You can see, well, we're down below 100%, and we would lost 2% damage, down below 100% health now at this point. Already, this is his meter for going enraged. We're never going to get there. There's no way we can get there, pretty much, unless you're super thick and do no damage. sure someone will tell me that they've done it before, but I've never done that. Basic again, no problem at all. Every time you hit him as well, you remove stacks of whatever that means. I forget what that one means now. But that moves a chance of reviving somebody after he's eaten them. So she gets called to assist them because she could call to assist. She's getting stacks again back, right? Because she's getting attacked because it's, if I'm right, because it's the debuffs that is causing her to get the stacks, right? Do this, cleanse and get her health back. She's got speed up now too. She's even nicer. He again sprays it with acid. Ow! But now you can see these guys are up to 46%. So 46% health, 92% defense. So he's doing progressively less damage here, right? And at this point, it was a little bit annoying because, right, like I said, this was one of the worst ones I've done for a while because his bar didn't trigger because we triggered his by mistake already the first time round, which is a bit annoying, but you know, that's what it is, right? But anyway, we just do basic with him. He comes in, eats somebody again. Oh, so this time we lost IG-12. That's sad. And you can see that we've been in a bad place, right? Because we've got the Krayt Dragon taking the next turn, and the catapult's not ready. You'd think. Except no, because Bo-Katan's a ridiculous character, right? So Swarm Attack, which cleanses her, gets her all the stacks back, plus gives stacks to him. He does the spray, kills IG-12. That's sad. We can clean him up. Whoop, again. Then she comes in big. Bam, and that's it. She literally destroys him herself, right? Because it turns out, as we're running through anyway, not with the stacks, the true damage that she's dealing out, every instance that she does based on Ancestral Resolve. And I also did that feat for the day. But basically, every time she's hitting with things like that, and she's doing these stacks of true damage, and like I said, Ancestral Resolve means she deals true damage per stack. She is dishing out huge damage if she's not being killed. So, but because it was IG-12, she was able to ramp up her damage a little bit at the end. Plus, she was hitting an armor-shredded guy, which meant that she was doing more instances of true damage, which was really cool. Basically, because she was also debuffed. She was also doing more instances of true damage. She was just ramping up her damage. It's just similar. That was like one of the worst versions of that match I've ever done so far. And was still fine. I was still not concerned at the end because I figured she would just pull me through because she is such a ridiculously good character. So nothing needs to be special. No need for special modding. I prefer IG-12 because of the counter attacks and the heals and the cleanses because that gives me stacks of Ancestral Resolve. I have Bo-Katan as high level as you can get her. Doesn't need to be fast in any way. Don't use Whistling Birds. It doesn't help. It slows you down. It makes it more difficult because if you really need that revive, damage you need to heal, cleanse, you won't get it if you're in the Whistling Bird stance. And yeah, just be calm. Watch the turn order. The Krayt Dragon does not jump ahead of you, right? He doesn't get 10-meter boosts like some other characters do, right? So he can't jump ahead of you. So that's the order is going to be. So you can plan out your steps really carefully. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful to people. I'm sure most of you have already done this mission hundreds of times before, more times than I have done, and it works very easily for you. But either way, be cool and safe out there, guys, and I'll catch you all next time.